Alright guys, welcome to this new format that I'm trying right here. It's called Market Focus. Here we want to do quick little videos where we look into the market, what happened in the session, and we want to do, of course, outlooks for the next couple of sessions. So if you want to stay tuned on the markets, definitely subscribe right now, because then you can follow this format regularly if you like the content, of course. Okay, with that being said guys, let's jump into it right away. And let's go to the full screen overview. So we do want to start off with the Euro USD, which I trade most of the time, right? And it was very interesting today as well. Before we look into the trades, we just want to do the overview. Where do we currently find ourselves in the pair, right? And for this, we start off on weekly. As you guys know, I always start off my bigger time frame biased from the weekly chart. We want to look into that right now. Let's get rid of these lines quickly. They will become important, but later on. So first of all, very important, we do have here a change of thrust. As you can see, this candle was clearly engulfing, and therefore we are preferring the upside currently. Of course, we don't know how far this will go, but as long as the weekly candles are green and the thrust up is intact, we want to go long, right? If you guys don't know what a thrust is, go to my older videos. Everything is explained there in my full strategy breakdown. Further, what can we see? So if we measure out this candle, for me this is not a clear momentum candle, this one right here, but we can measure out the target if we want to. So potentially the longer term goal can be up here in this kind of area, as you can see. So that will be here if we extend this kind of candle up, like if we mirror up the range, right? Now let's look into the smaller time frames. So Euro USD, we want to trade it on the long side, preferably at the moment, right? So here now we're looking at daily. Very interesting, we did have a green day on Friday, as we can see here, and also this one gives us a clear target right here to the upside, which I'm expecting to come in by tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow. So I'm expecting for Euro USD actually this price area up here makes total sense, because there's also a liquidity grab which I believe needs to happen next, and this will be the zone up here, right? So how do we play this tomorrow? Preferably we will get some sort of pullback first within this kind of daily candle here, and then come up into this target area. This is personally my play for Euro USD tomorrow. Now guys, let's look into the smaller time frames as well, but before we do so, yes, one thing I wanted to show you guys. So I'm expecting this pullback tomorrow, then the move up. I don't know how deep the pullback will be, because as you can see, we are also over this kind of structure right here. So it can be that actually the pullback will not be that deep, and it can also run up right away, something like that, right? Then further, we can also see here is a clear structure on top here. So here I can also imagine that longer term, right, this market could potentially, you know, come up here, then come down a little bit again, and then eventually this would be the overall target, bigger target right in place. But keep in mind, this is only true as long as the bigger time frame bias is long, which it currently is when we look at the daily and weekly. So what does that mean? According to my strategy, this means I'm looking for long opportunities, basically preferring the long side, and I'm waiting always. I'm looking in the 1 hour or 30 minutes as well, and I'm always buying up these kind of low points right here when we do get a touch of the second and third standard deviation in the Bollinger Bands, which you can see are right here. And these are actually also the zones which I bought today. So I bought right here today, and then I bought again here and took it up all the way here. This was basically what I traded today. I did have a short as well, not this one in the morning. This was in the morning on London opening. This I don't take because the first hour I always waited, but I took a short here, this one. I did have to average in though, because I was in a little bit too early. Basically I went in here somewhere around this price, and then I went in here. So I did have this average price then, and took it all the way down here, right? So overall I'm very happy with the trading today, because I did a, yeah, timed the market very good, right? Now guys, we want to look now at the smaller time frames here, 30 minutes and 1 hour. We can also see here again, this is the break here to the upside. Let's look in the 1 hour, maybe we can see it more clearly. Here is this area. So tomorrow, what am I expecting is, okay, this market will now go to sleep because it's night. It probably moves up a little bit, then comes down and something like that, right? So I'm expecting again here this kind of test of structure tomorrow, potentially even this low point here, which was the low of today, which will be the daily low on the daily chart. And then we need to see, right, I'm expecting these kind of Bollinger Bands to walk up right here in the night. Then the first move probably tomorrow is a fake to the upside, then it comes down, and then finally we can hit the target, which is this liquidity grab up here, right? So we can, if we want, do some kind of icon right there for liquidity. Do I have something even? Guys, I never actually use these icons. I'm looking for like a money icon. There's nothing here. Okay, here. Let's get this kind of, here is the liquidity, all right? So this is basically my setup in Euro USD. With that being said, guys, let's jump to GU, because this one will of course be pretty similar, right? Also here we did have a nice green daily candle. Then let's look into the weekly as well. Here we can see green, red, green. We are definitely here thrusting up as well. And there we have a kind of momentum candle on the weekly. If we measure this out, we do get a very nice target here in the long term for GU, which is up here. So here I'm expecting continuous momentum to the upside in GU as long as we are thrusting up, right? And the thrust here just has started with this weekly engulfing right here to the upside, right? And so far it is respecting it very well. So also GU, I would keep buying it up until we reach the bigger target up here. Now let's look into the daily again. Here looking good. Here I would also prefer tomorrow a pullback, preferably to get in long then. So let's have a look here. Would be nice if it comes down to this area to close it. Not sure if it will do that because it is in a rather strong momentum up at the moment. So something like that would be preferred in the GU, right? So then let's go to the smaller time frames. So we can look here in the 2 hour. Yeah, we're just starting to consolidate right here because we are overextended, so that is to be expected. So also here my setup is just what I normally do, wait for the Bollinger Band touches that we also saw here in the past. Try to trade this long only, preferably if I do shorts then only hold them for little scalps, but preferably not even do shorts, you know, better to go long because the trend in the bigger time frame biased is long, right? So here what am I looking for? I'm looking for a touch on the 1 hour, second and third standard deviation of the Bollingers. Of course, you can also look at the 30 minutes if you want to have a more faster signal, but normally the 1 hour is the most reliable one and the most safest one. So here I'm expecting also some upside, maybe tomorrow, then pullback, and then up again, right? Something like that would be nice. We can also see this kind of little wick right here. If you look carefully in the 1 hour, it's right here. So there should be some liquidity behind it. So why not do something like that, test it out tomorrow and then go up, right? Grab some liquidity right here before moving up again. So this would be my game plan in GU for tomorrow. Let's see how big of a pullback we will get. Okay guys, then now let's have a look. What else do we have? Maybe we can look in indices quickly. Here we can also see NAS is stabilizing here in the 1 hour. We do have this little flag going on here at the moment. Let's have a look there, right? It's something like that, right? Just drawing it in there quickly and messy, something like that, right? So here further stabilization. Now looking at the daily, there's a red candle that doesn't look so good, but you know, indices, they don't really care about turnaround signals. I would not bother to trade turnaround signals. You know, indices are anyway have the rule that I only trade long no matter what. There's no point in even shorting them, right? So here, okay, we do have a red candle, so we need to be a little bit careful on the daily. But as you can see, normally if it is doing this kind of red candle, it, you know, counters them pretty fast. I can give you another example which just looks like it, which is here, right? And what happened? Nothing, right? Here you could also think about if you do the replay bottom right button, you think, okay, this is a very nice turnaround signal, and what happens here is this. Yes, so it doesn't really matter, and this is why indices, I don't even bother with these kind of short signals. So also here I would, you know, trade them long. Of course it would be nice if we get a pullback down here, right? So maybe this can happen. So this is the next kind of structure support. So maybe this kind of color change to red would start a pullback. That would be nice, right? Pullback down here, and then again off to the races with these indices, because they always like to go up, right? So that is basically game plan for you for Nasdaq 100. I don't mainly trade it because I think Forex pairs are nicer, because they actually like to go up and down, while indices just always go up, and then it's hard to buy in because they're already so extended. That's a little bit of a problem. So for me, I just don't bother to do anything in indices unless there is a really nice pullback, you know, unless there's a really nice dip, you know, this kind of buy the dip mentality. For example, this would have been something I would be interested in, like something like you can see right here, right? Or maybe something right here, color change after kind of a correction. And so far we don't have that much of a correction. Let's look at the weekly. Here it's also still strong, you know. Would be nice to fill in this wick right here and then go up again, and that would be my game plan. So what you could do, of course, is you could put a price alarm down here, and if it gets there, then you can have a closer look if you want to buy it, right? Something similar I do have in gold, so let's look at that with the next kind of pair we want to look at. You can see, guys, I do have a price alarm in here which has never been reached so far this week. Because it's just you know, doing a rocket up. So basically gold, my game plan was for this week, why not retrace this kind of momentum candle and then go up, right? That was my game plan, and that would have been also nice with the structure right here. But that unfortunately never happened, so it just moved up right away. And basically my alarm right here is kind of useless right now. And gold, yeah, what would I do here? I would not do too much because it's just a long. I think there will be better opportunities in like Euro USD or other pairs that actually will do some pullbacks, and it wants to, you know, of course, wash out this wick, right? The liquidity is resting behind it, so I'm expecting this target up there. And then we can also measure out the kind of target right here from the structure break, which, yeah, brings us up here as well, right? So let's have a look. So the target is up there. And here what you could do though is for tomorrow, of course, you know, have an alarm right here. So actually I will do this right now. I will put it a little bit above, so alarm, you know, so I get the alarm a little bit early. All right, guys, so now I have the alarm right here. So then hopefully once this pulls back, put it right here, hopefully once this pulls back down here, I will get an alarm from TradingView, and then buying opportunity, you know, would be down here, something like that, right? So this is kind of the setup for gold. So looking for, you know, kind of this wick fill in the daily, and yeah, if that comes, that will be a nice opportunity and bring us back in this kind of structure right here where some volume has accumulated, right? So that would be my game plan for gold. Now let's jump into other pairs. So here, this one is interesting, you know, WTI oil, very interesting for me at the moment. Let's have a look here at the weekly. So we can see we are thrusting up currently, and we are still not at this high point here, which eventually should come. It just takes forever here because this is like a, you know, commodity, so it takes a while. So here we have this kind of signal here on the weekly. Then what do we have? There was another up thrust right here, so it's just thrusting up right now, and it's actually doing here a pullback, as you can see, which I like here. Okay, there's a weekly pullback on this structure, and now looking at daily, you can also see it. So we kind of broke out today over this level. So here I will look more carefully tomorrow. This one looks nice in my opinion. Now it's looking at to the smaller time frame. Here you can see this is the 2 hour. We are at the Bollinger of 2 hour, and of course at 1 hour as well. So very interesting here in oil. For me, a potential buying opportunity right here. to take it up, So interesting. Would keep it on the watch list. Now let's look in monthly. Yeah, monthly is also green, so that is perfect, right? Looking like a nice setup right here, so we'll definitely keep that in mind for tomorrow. Okay, lastly guys, to wrap it up, we want to look at Bitcoin. So let's have a look here. There's not much to look at right here, to be honest. It's just a rocket up. Whoever bought this, congratulations to you guys. So here I'm expecting this kind of top to be washed out, and yeah, pretty soon actually, and then we can measure out here the target as well from the last structure break up. So that is the 300 line right here. So I'm expecting in Bitcoin, wash out of the target here, the high point, and then could probably reverse after that, right? So not much to do right here at the moment, still long, and then it will get interesting once it starts, taking out the high point, right? So Bitcoin, for me, a little bit unfortunate because, it turned around down here, right? Around the 15k level, and I was thinking the whole time this should go down to 10k or at least pretty close to it and then buy it. Unfortunately, the last kind of down movement didn't come. Here actually the momentum was pretty steep here, so I was expecting easily, to hit the 10k, but I guess a lot of people were thinking about the 10k mark, so that's why it moved up earlier, and then it reversed already. So that much from Bitcoin. Looking nice here, will get interesting in the next couple of sessions once we take out the high point, right? Okay, with that being said guys, we want to wrap it up here. Have an amazing trading week, and I catch you in the next episode. Take care, bye bye.